kind of woman that I could give a lot of gain. As much as you retire, love, well, maybe you don't have to ask. And I'd give you love. Hey, that's that jam.
I'm your huckleberry.
You look like somebody just walked over your grave.
Yo. Yo. Peace, power, prosperity. You already know what we're here to do today. This show is sponsored by the one and only M Love. Everybody tell M Love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is part one of a brief introduction to Trinidadian history and Trinidadian culture. We'll talk about some food, we'll talk about some landmarking, stuff like that. Triple T, what up, Dolly? New member. What's up, love? You already know. I ain't seen you in a minute. Glad to see you still out here with the gang. Love and Cats, new member. Welcome, 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 welcome. Triple T, you ain't no damn guest. You ain't no new person over here. But good to see you, love. As usual shit. 2 new members today already. That's what's up. Oh, yeah. Thank you, love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was a good Christmas gift. It was a really nice Christmas gift. It was. It happened right before Christmas. So I wasn't angry. I wasn't mad at all. I got some tea brewing, so I'm gonna have to take a quick break to go grab it, but we rolling. So let me pull up a map real quick. Matter of fact, no, Google got maps. Pull up a Google map real quick. Oop. Hope everybody is enjoying a Sunday, man. Most places it's Sunday, right? Pretty sure if you in other countries got different, not just different time zones, but some of the time zones so spread out, you be in a whole different day. You heard? But yeah, we here kicking it. About to fire it up. Here's a quick map right here, just for geographical purposes. Share it. Why is he not sharing? Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. All right, boom. You got Trinidad right here, right? Capital of Trinidad, Port of Spain, right here. It's in the northwestern section, pretty much. I'm from here, Arima. This is where I'm from, right? From here, from Port of Spain, all the way to Arima to Grande, it's called the East-West Corridor. This is called the East to West Corridor, right? A lot of traveling that goes on along this path right here. Super, super famous. In that region. This is exactly where I'm from. Here, that's where I went to school at. So I lived here, and I went to school in Aruca. Over here is our twin island, right? It's called Tobago. And Tobago capital is called Scarborough, right here. So this is two islands, but it's one nation, right? They literally, you moved, golly. You still in the north, or you move like move, like hella move? And you got your baby with you? Hopefully you got your baby with you. Hopefully he wasn't the one mistreating you. But here it is right here. Pull out a little bit more. You see Trinidad, Tobago still here, right? This is Grenada, which is the greensman, and them, that's what we call them, greensman. This is right here, Caracas. This is Venezuela right here. Hence the reason why the other day with the tensions going on with U.S. and with the U.S. and Connor's with you. All right, good shit. Yeah, so this right here is Venezuela. Let's pull out some more. In retrospect, right? In retrospect to size, let's talk about size. Pause. Relax. You have Trinidad right here. And look at the mass of land that's Venezuela. Crazy, right? But this region right here, down here, it's called the Lesser Antilles. And now the Lesser Antilles, Trinidad is the biggest one, right? So you got all the small ones down here. They real small. That's why they call the Lesser Antilles in compared to the Greater Antilles, which is the islands up here. Rico, these are the big ones, right? Jamaica, Haiti, DR, they're part of the Greater Antilles because they have bigger islands, pretty much. That's just the quickest explanation for it. Quickest explanation, Cuba, this is all the Greater Antilles. Hold on, did they write that on the map? Yeah, Antillas Mayores. See right here? That means Greater Antilles. When you come down here, we are the Lesser Antilles. And the islands call something called an archipelago, which simply means a chain of islands. And it's a perfect chain, right? The chain literally leaves the coast of Venezuela, Trinidad being the closest, Tobago being the next, then you have Grenada, St. Vincent, Lucian, Cazoo, there you go, Cazoo. Then you keep going up, Curacao, Caraco, Aruba, right? Those are, but they're Western. They're Western in retrospect to how we are. I'm 30 minutes, it's like, yeah, for any, Mom Dukes, are you talking about? Yeah, it's a good day. Okay, honestly, 30 minutes. Nice. All right, I'm glad you settled into a better situation, love. You already know. In retrospect, Trinidad is down here by Venezuela, right? And archipelago swings all the way up to the end of Florida, pretty much. Because there's Cuba. This right here is Mexico, the Yucatan Peninsula. You enter the Gulf of Mexico, also known as lately the Gulf of America. And this right here is Florida right here. So pretty much you come off of Florida, first thing you hit, Nassau, Bahamas, right? Next thing you hit is Cuba. All the way from pretty much North America all the way down to South America. All right. Quick little geo. We're done with the geo. Moving on. Let's do this real quick, and y'all listen to this. In the meantime, I'll go grab my tea and stuff. This is gonna be a quick little history joint.
Welcome to This is the Caribbean, and here's Trinidad and Tobago. Now let's go, shall we? The ancient history of these tropical islands is not very well known, but Trinidad ended up inhabited by Arawakan-speaking peoples and Tobago by island Caribs. Christopher Columbus spotted both islands in 1498, but Europeans did not attempt settling them for nearly a century. The Spanish were first, and soon after, the English under Sir Walter Raleigh arrived, who took possession of the Spanish settlement in Trinidad for a base to support a search for the legendary city of gold, El Dorado. Raleigh never found the fabled city, but one of his men was eaten by a crocodile, so, well, the crocodile was happy. In the mid-1600s, a number of French settlers arrived in Tobago and established a plantation economy fueled by slaves from Africa. And like anything that makes money, rival powers began to fight for control of the island. Meanwhile, in Spanish-run Trinidad, the indigenous population dwindled from years of conflict with the Europeans. The following century saw Trinidad encourage French planters to kickstart plantations on that island too. Then the British, who already possessed Tobago, said, that Trinidad place looks pretty cool. Let's get it! So they invaded and conquered it in 1797. The British abolished slavery in 1833, and with this source of free labor gone,
Yo, whose man's is this speaking, bro? That's not my man. I do not know him. His voice is crazy as shit.
employers shipped in cheap workers from India. After their contracts expired, most Indians chose to remain in Trinidad. After being damaged in riots over the cost of water, the British rebuilt the government administration building, which was called the Red House.
But no one knows why.
Yes, they do.
No, it's a mystery.
It really isn't.
No one knows why it's called red.
Sorry about that. Anyway, in the 1920s and 30s, the island's sugarcane and cocoa industries began to falter and peter out, and petroleum replaced them. Finally, in 1962, Trinidad and Tobago attained independence, with Eric Williams becoming the first prime minister. The following year, the Category 4 Hurricane Flora thrashed the Caribbean, including Trinidad and Tobago. In 1976, Hazley Crawford won the country's first Olympic gold medal after winning the 100 meters. In 1990, a Muslim revolt stormed the Red House and attempted to take control of the government, but failed.
And to this day, no one knows why it's called the Red Ha-Ha!
In 2001, the Trinidadian writer V.S. Naipaul won the Nobel Prize in Literature, and the country today enjoys a very high level of human development with an economy grounded in oil and tourism. So that's it for Trinidad and Tobago, and that's all from me for now. Bye-bye!
That's not my man, G. Don't even, nah, that's not my man. But as you could see, Trinidad was pretty much owned by different European countries. Spain, France, Portugal was there at one time also. That's why there's a heavy influence from Portugal, because remember, Brazil is literally on the other side of Venezuela. So Portuguese were there, Dutch were there for a little bit. The three mainstays, which has the most influence on Trinidadian culture, is French, Spanish, and the Brits. They had the longest stays there. Hence the reason why it's still relevant today in people's bloodlines out there in that region. They said Indians came. There was also Asia, not just what we call Western Asia. When you talk about like India, we're talking about Eastern Asia. So the Chinese came over. When did they come? I can't remember when they came, but they came over there. I think they came after the Indians. They came after the Indians. Along with these people coming in though, to Trinidad, migration, indentured service ship, and all these different things, they also brought religion, obviously. That's why there's a big Hindu influence, right? That's why there's a big Chinese influence down there. That's why there's something called Trinidadian Chinese food, specifically a style of Chinese food that is Trinidadian based. So it's not like the American Chinese food. That's why a lot of the Trinidadian food has curry in it. right? There's all these food. It's like that's why it's called a melting pot, like a real deal melting pot. It is every single way that you go, you're gonna experience a culture that is mixed and blended. That's just how it is down there. It is very, very diverse, very, very mixed, very, very togetherness. Like there is no separation. Like you could be a dead ass Anglican, right? Christian, Bible thumping, and your neighbor's a full-blooded Hindu, and your next neighbor's a full-blooded Muslim, and all y'all live in the same neighborhood. And your next neighbor don't believe in nothing, and your next neighbor might be doing voodoo and obia, right? That's just how it is down there. It is mixed. I'm telling you, there's people that look like Ree Pink that are Trinidadian. Straight like that. But in a couple of videos, a couple of these slides, you're gonna see how diverse it really is, and like the phenotype alone by itself is wild, right? So you have a great population of Christians, Muslims, Hindus, Buddhists. Not really Buddhists. Buddhists isn't like really massive down there, but it is there. Also, us being West Indian and living in the Caribbean, you know the Rastas is there. You know it's Rastas down there, right? I think that goes without saying that we have Rastas living down there and living real Rasta lives and living a real Rasta culture. All right, I'm gonna play another video real quick. You guys can check this one out while I go get the rest of this tea squared away. You heard? Is it there? All right, cool. Take a listen to this. Lock in, look and listen. You heard?
You know, Trinidad and Tobago holds one of the Caribbean's widest cultural mixes. Indigenous peoples first came from the Orinoco Delta thousands of years ago. The Spanish arrived in 1498. Then French planters settled during the 1700s. Britain seized Trinidad in 1797, linking it with Tobago by 1889. Africans arrived through forced labor on cotton and sugar estates. After emancipation in 1834, over 140,000 Indians came under indenture contracts. Chinese, Portuguese, Syrian, and Lebanese traders soon joined the island's economy. Each group kept faith and food alive. Hindu, Muslim, Christian, and Orisha traditions thrive. Festivals like Diwali, Jose, and Carnival show this layered national rhythm. English is official, yet Trini Creole carries French, Hindi, and African echoes. Poll: which Trinidad and Tobago tradition best reflects its diverse heritage? Like, follow, and share if unity through difference defines your idea of home.
Yeah. One more.
Did you know Calypso once explained why the West Indies Federation collapsed? In 1962, Mighty Sparrow released Federation, critiquing Caribbean unity through sharp social commentary. The song responded to Jamaica's referendum decision to withdraw from the West Indies Federation. Sparrow questioned why leaders debated unity after independence pressures already reshaped regional priorities. He referenced disputes over capital location, leadership, and unequal power among member territories. The Federation formed in 1958, aiming to unite British Caribbean colonies politically and economically. Internal rivalries, economic imbalance, and limited federal authority weakened collective governance structures. Jamaica's exit triggered Trinidad and Tobago's withdrawal, effectively ending the Federation experiment. Sparrow framed the collapse as missed opportunity, not simply betrayal or failure. His Calypso preserved public debate, capturing popular reactions beyond official political records. Poll: why do you think the West Indies Federation never truly worked? Like, follow, share, and comment to keep Caribbean political history actively discussed.
So as they were saying, the Muslim influence came from the Syrians and the Lebanese. Like I keep telling you, you can't pin down a Trinidadian's no shit phenotype. It spread that wide. The first time I saw a white person was in Trinidad. We went down to the beach called Balandra. This beach has like a very, very small peninsula. It's very, very small. One side is a bay and the other side is like an open ocean. And it's very, very rough, right? So swim there with caution. There's some rough beaches down. So the idea behind it was, no, not the idea behind it. Sorry, I was thinking about something else. So we cut through the path between the two beaches. And the first time I seen this white dude, two of them with surfboards in their hand. And I was like, oh shit. That's a white person, right? You see him on TV, but like, no shit. That's a real white person there. So not just but then you run into white people that are actually from Trinidad, that's been there for decades. Like their family actually lived there. I didn't know if they was from Trinidad or not. Where I'm from in Trinidad, Arima, there's no white people. Like white people don't be around there. It's Indians, right? It's blacks, Spanish, right? But I didn't have to come to America to actually see a white person, right? They live in Trinidad. They live in like other areas, right? Which is still mixed areas, but it's not my area per se. That's it. They just don't live in my area. Oh, here a girl right here I'm telling you about.
Come here and try the food, you'll enjoy it. It's Trini Chinese food. Trini as in Trinidad, and we cook our Chinese food different to traditional Chinese food, but you will love it. Everybody that I've brought here has come back without me many times. You know the atmosphere, why I like it, because it's lively. I mean, you go to other spot, it might be quiet, or, you know, here the servers interact with you, they make you feel as if you're at home, and where I'm from in Trinidad, that's how we live. That's how we do it. So for me, this is like a home away from home, or a spot that I'll get home away from home. Come here, you'll enjoy it. Trust me. Come here and try the food, you'll enjoy it.
Trinidad Chinese food, specifically from Trinidad. So next we'll talk about food, because I know y'all love food. We'll talk about food. We talk about food next. Relax. I ain't forget.
With my friend yesterday because I said that I would rather go to Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago than Carnival in Brazil. And I'm standing on business here, okay? I will not take that back and rescind that opinion because I am right. Samba is good, Bossa Nova is great, but nothing can compare to the pure talent and music that has come out of Trinidad and Tobago. They take every other genre and then give it back to the world 10 times better. Calypso, soca, Mashalma, like fast wine. Come on, guys. Let's get with the program. They took dancehall, they made Trinidad. They took Bollywood, they made chutney. Like, please. They took literal like oil barrels and made steel pan. No shit, I want to go to Carnival in Trinidad. Like, you will catch me in Port of Spain 2027, okay? I just wanted to come on here and say thank you to all my new followers with the TNT flag in their bio. You are all baddies. So much love. So people were asking how I knew so much about music from Trinidad and Tobago. And first of all, like, I've always loved all different genres of music. I grew up listening to a lot of soca and like Caribbean yacht rock because my like surrogate grandparents are from Trinidad, Antigua, and Guyana. So big love to the Caribbean. And then in 9th grade, I took a history of music class where we did a project where you were meant to choose a country and learn all about their music and their history. And so obviously I picked Trinidad and Tobago, duh. And that's when I realized that y'all are the OGs. Like, everything that has come out of that dual island nation is gold. If you're seeing this and you don't listen to Trini music, put your headphones on, guys. Put your headphones on. You are about to be blessed. Yeah, so I'll see you at Carnival. With my friend yesterday because I said that I would rather go to Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago than Carnival in Brazil. And I'm standing on business here, okay?
So the one thing she kind of got wrong was we didn't take anybody's culture. The culture exists in Trinidad. It just fused in Trinidad. The Indians wouldn't fuse with Africans living in their own continents. It wouldn't work. But due to the slave trade, indigenous people, migrations, indentured service ship, just the waves of people coming to Trinidad itself, there's a cultural diffusion that happened. Not just with the music, right? With soca music, with calypso music, right? There's other things like limbo. Trinidad is extremely famous for the limbo. The limbo that everybody does when they go to Hawaii. The limbo that they do in Miami when they're on the beach. That's a Trinidadian thing. Right? Stick fighting, that's a Trinidadian thing. Another part of the Portuguese influence that's in Trinidad is the fighting, right? Stick fighting and capoeira exist in Trinidad also. Stick fighting was something that I'll show you the video. I have a video on it. I'll show you the video. But quick, let me show you this guy. Where is he? He's a Trinidadian singer, right? Him right here. I don't want to see the video. Oh, it's a picture of him? All right. View the image. I'm going to show you this picture right here. This guy in the middle right here, these are all Trinidadians here. That Chinese dude named Chinese Laundry. I keep telling you, you cannot pin down the phenotype. You cannot pin it down. It's just that spread out. It's so many different cultures that just merged and literally fused together. And we shared everything from women to food, to instruments of music, right? To them bringing their own things from their land. Things that grow in Africa now grow in Trinidad. They think things and spices from India are now in Trinidad, like the curry spices, right? Jeera spice, masala spices. Those spices are in Trinidad. Why? Because they brought it with them. The Chinese brought their spices and their culture. It was fused. They all came, we mix it together, and now you have this. It's insane. It's something you kind of have to go experience for yourself. It's kind of something you just got to go see. You just got to go dive into it pretty much. The Chinese Lucians, yeah, because it's not that they just came to Trinidad, they came in waves. For one, there was waves of them coming, and two, the boat split. The Chinese Jamaicans too, they just hit all the islands pretty much, right? All the way down. They just hit all the islands and stayed, live, families, all that shit. Like that's what they do. You can go on YouTube and type in videos, Chinese Trinidadian, white Trinidadians, white Jamaicans, Chinese Jamaicans. They're real people. They're really from. They birth certificates say Trinidad, Jamaica. That's where it was born. That's where they're from. You know, can't pin down the phenotypes. It's just too mixed up, man. Where's the? Let's talk about food. Cause I know this is what y'all really want to talk about. And that's what y'all really Chinese, Indian, African, Native, and the Spanish. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Because that's exactly what it is. Along with religion, right? Along with their food, they brought their religions too. Go to bed. Everything. Everybody brought everything. Everybody brought the best of them. And we put it together. And now we got the fucking island. We're about to talk about food for all you people who like food so much. I know y'all like food. Let's get the food out the way. And we'll talk about some soca music, some more cultural stuff. And then I'll be done with part 1. And we'll shoot for part 2 maybe next week. Yeah, I'll probably do part 2 next week. Try to get a merger with Cuzzo. See if we could link up and bust some tune and have a good time with y'all too.
13 things to do and eat in Trinidad this carnival season. And by the way, we did it all in one day. Watch this video to the end for some special surprises and make sure to save and share it with your friends for later. Our day starts right here at the Queen's Park Savannah in Port of Spain, where we explore the Magnificent Seven, some of the most historic and beautiful buildings in Trinidad and Tobago. Next up, the Maracas Lookout by Eden's Sweet and Sour Hotspot, famous for their local seasonal chows, plus a little sweet, spicy and sour action with their wide array of local snacks and candies. Then it's down to Maracas Beach, one of TNT's most iconic spots, and you know what that means. Bacon Shark by Uncle Sam's. Hot, crispy and packed with flavor. After lunch, we're off to Paramin, a mountain village known for its views and rich traditions. First, a quick stop by Auntie Julia for some warm, comforting cocoa tea. Then up to lovely Paramin Lookout for an epic panoramic view of the island. We even explored the Paramin Cave and picked up some fresh green seasoning, a staple in every Trinbagonian kitchen. All that adventure worked up an appetite, so naturally, we stopped for the local something, aka Royal Castle, complete with their legendary homestyle pepper sauce. If you know, you know. Then, it was time to give Sandra a true carnival experience at Ronnie and Caro Mass Camp. Costumes, music and pure energy. As the sun set, we circled back to the savannah for a classic Trinidad snow cone by Lil Prince. Then straight to Michelle's Natural Delights for some serious late night eats. A classic corn soup, cowheel sauce and jira pork. Quintessential carnival food. To wrap things up, we enjoyed a beetroot, peanut and Seymour sponge at Macintosh Fruit a Salad. Ooh. Then we ended the night with the legendary songs of Phase 2 Pan Groove, soaking in the spirit of Trinidad.
You see? You see what these people look like? You see what these people look like?
That carnival with sweet steel pan music. From the food, to views, to vibes. This was the ultimate adventure all in one action-packed day. Comment below, do you think we left out anything? Here are 13 things to do and eat in Trinidad this carnival season. And by the way,
here goes the fighting thing I was telling you about, right?
Can you believe I've never been to stick fighting in Trinidad? I think that's insane, but we're changing that tonight.
Stick fighting in Trinidad actually began during the period of African enslavement in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. Because enslaved Africans were forbidden from bearing weapons, sticks became a symbolic and practical tool for self-defense training and resistance. The very first thing that took me away was the drumming and the chanting. The chant while leading these songs, his voice was so powerful. Just listen. And then there was the stick fighting itself. Watching the fighters challenge each other inside the gael, surrounded by drums, chants, and pure energy. It was intense. It was beautiful. It felt ancestral. What really fascinated me was learning that it isn't just fighting. It's actually a judge ritual. So of course I had to ask one of the judges about the criteria. I was lucky enough to speak with Merlin Austin. She explained that the fighters are judged on 4 things: dance, above waist defense, above head defense, and aggression. And then, as if the night couldn't get richer, intermission hit. We had the jab jabs, the moko jumbies, the midnight robbers. So many of our traditional carnival characters all sharing the same space, the same story. But one of the most beautiful moments for me was seeing how this culture is passed down from generation to generation.
And I couldn't leave without trying it out myself. No stick, just the movement.
Stick fighting in Trinidad is something I genuinely believe everybody should experience at least once. And honestly, you never know who you might bounce up on your way out.
Can you believe I've never been to stick fighting in Trinidad?
Yeah. A little piece of a little more of the history, right? But this pales in comparison, right, to, let's say, being there for yourself. You could listen to the video and watch the video and hear the music, but when you're there in person, you actually feel the vibrations of it, right? You actually feel the vibration of the music. It sounds way more crisp. It's the air and it's the soul a little bit different.
Carnival is almost a ritual in Trinidad. Did you learn anything about rituals in Japan?
Actually, I did. In Japan, the theater is very, very important. It's a very old tradition. It has been around for many, many, many centuries. And it's mainly classical Japanese music, and even though I won't be able to understand it, I understand it's very, very interesting. The stories are very easy to follow. The costuming is fantastic, very bright colors and that kind of thing. And in the Caribbean, we also use a lot of bright colors, so I would very much enjoy.
Good. And you said you would be happy living all over the world. What's the one thing she told you that would make you want to live in Japan?
The diversity of our country. In Japan, you can do anything. In winter, you ski. If you're feeling for quiet time, the countryside is beautiful, and then Tokyo is party town. And I'm a Trini. Carnival is my thing. I know how to party.
Very good. Thank you very much.
So that's Wendy Fitzwilliams. She's Miss Universe. Jack Warner. What you know about Jack Warner? Relax. I went to school with Jack Warner's son. I know them. Went to school together, primary school. Yeah, this is Miss Universe 1998. So Trinidad has 2 of these titles already. Miss Universe. Wendy Fitzwilliams and Janelle Commission. Let me see if I can find a picture of her. Yeah, Trinidad always places pretty high in Miss Universes. Normally they place pretty high. Where's she at? Janelle Commission. Here she go right here. Miss Universe. Let me share. Hold on. Let it load. Yeah, that's Janelle Commission. We have 2 of them. Her and Wendy Fitzwilliams, the other one that was on the video. So it's some stuff to talk about, you know. It's small, but there's a lot of history just there in itself, simply because of in a way colonialism. To be honest, in a way colonialism had enough of a part to play that pushed people into that country, into that land. Slavery and all that shit that we against, right? It happened, you know. Fate or 2023. Did she make Universe or World? She was Universe or World? I thought she was Jack Warner's son, dead, and Jamal. Don't say that. I know he has a sister. I know he had another son. Jack Warner used to run FIFA at one time. I think we're talking about 2 different Jack Warners. Yeah, we're talking about 2 different Jack Warners. I went to school with his son, Jamal. His son name is Jamal. I went to school with him, primary school. I think we're talking about 2 different. No, not Malcolm Jamal. I'm done fucking around with y'all, bro. No, not that dude. What we got? Oh no, not that guy. What you got? Appreciate the super chat. Good to see you, Enthusiastic Box Up. Yes, you know what? If you're gonna be rude, super chat it. I'm with it. Maduro killing us. Vinny, but Trini men have us alive and well. What's wrong with these people, bro? In case y'all don't know, it's a massive migration from Venezuela to Trinidad in the past decade. Massive migration due to the internal war that was going on in Vinny. So a lot of them came over. They were coming over illegally already, but the government opened the doors for them to come and have some peace for a couple of years so they could settle in or whatever the case is, right?
What if I told you? One Caribbean island has a list of world firsts nobody can take away. No more half-truths. Follow for the real Caribbean story. Number 1, the steel pan. Born in the streets of Port of Spain in the 1930s, made from discarded oil drums, it's the only acoustic instrument invented in the 20th century, and it's 100% Trini. Number 2, carnival on another level. While other islands celebrate, Trinidad's carnival became the blueprint. Maz bands, soca, steel pan competitions, the style copied worldwide started here. Number 3, in 1976, Trinidad and Tobago became the first Caribbean nation to become a republic, replacing the British monarch with their own president. Number 4, Janelle Commission, 1977. The first black woman ever crowned Miss Universe, and she walked on that stage representing Trinidad and Tobago. Number 5, in 1962, right after independence, Trinidad launched TTT, the first Caribbean-owned television station. Their own voice, their own screen. What if I told you?
Yeah.
One Caribbean island has a list of world firsts.
Trinidad had favoritism, bro. I ain't gonna hold you up. When it came down to the British crown and the assets that they held, the honest truth, Trinidad took a lot of the favorism. They did. They really fucking did. Trinidad culture for the win. Thank you, cuz I appreciate the chat. Yo! Yeah, Trinidad took a lot of favorism. So it benefited Trinidad. Just the relationship that they had from independence and then rolling into emancipation, right? Trinidad was highly favored in the eyes of the Brits, right? The Queen. So they were bolstered. They were bolstered in by the Queen. Literally called the gem. You know what I mean?
Forged from a love of liberty. But what is that liberty? You see, for generations, we've gathered together as one, celebrating who and what we are. There's no other time that proves Trinidad is a real place than Carnival. Carnival is our beacon of hope, of everything we could achieve when we come together as one. So whether you're from South, Central, East, or West, let us all gather in the capital.
Yeah. Yep. The Indo-Caribbeans, right? Indian Caribbeans, Indo-Caribbean. You can't pinpoint. You can't go by the phenotype, bro. You won't figure it out. I'm telling you right now. Some of them still look like they straight from Bangladesh. It's just what it is. It's normal to us. It's very normal to us because we live there and we grew up there, right? There's more. Let me hit you with this video right here. We're at the 45. Let's do this vid right here. We close out. Appreciate everybody for coming by and kicking it. Learn about Trinidad, etc., etc. some more famous people from Trinidad before we kick the last video off. People that you should know. I'll name the people that you should know. How about that? Nicki Minaj, for sure. Cardi B, Trinidadian. Tatiana Ali from Fresh Prince. So is Alfonso Roberto from Fresh Prince. Some of y'all might know Masha Montano. Y'all might know Bungie and Fayon. Kitchener and Sparrow. Those, yeah. Kess, y'all might know Kess because Kess is kind of newer. In sports, we had Otto Bolden. He used to run against the American Michael Johnson. Back then, it was a three speeders. It was Michael Johnson, Otto Bolden, and another American guy. I want to say Maurice Green was around at that time too. But yes, Trinidad competes on the Olympic stage. Otto Bolden is a sprinter. Brian Law is a cricketer. Dwight York, a footballer, played for Man U for a couple seasons actually. Debuted for Man U, and either he had two or he had a hat trick. I think he had a hat trick on his debut, or it's probably his second game he had a hat trick. Hazley Crawford, Olympic sprinter. Christian Welcott. When Usain Bolt was running and was breaking the records, he was doing the javelin and won gold for javelin that same Olympic. George Bovo, swimmer. Winston Duke, the guy who plays in Black Panther, the big one that was with the Gorilla Clan, right? Him. You have Hedda Headley. I know y'all know Hedda Headley. Yeah, I know y'all know Hedda Headley. We talked about Janelle Commission. We talked about Wendy Fitzwilliams already. Miss World is Laurent West. V.S. Naipaul, Nobel Peace Prize winner. He was a writer. We have, y'all should know, y'all probably don't know Eric Williams and Patrick Manning and them. But Kamala Bessessa right now is the first female prime minister. She was before Keith Rowley, and now she's back to being the prime minister right now. That's it for now. That's all I got for you for now. Let's play the video. Like 15 minutes, but I'll only play half of it and I'll speed it up. I'll save the other half for next week. Appreciate everybody hanging out, learning a little bit about another place that I think we all gonna eventually visit, right? Well, me obviously, but I think a lot of people are interested in traveling in general, but there's probably a higher interest in the Caribbean due to the weather, right? Yeah, I heard about it. Yo, My bad, cuz. I'm tripping. I ain't even switched the tab over. You going to...
Welcome to the islands where the impossible becomes real, where lakes are made of pitch, streets come alive with color, and hummingbirds rule the skies. Today, we're uncovering 50 wild facts about
My bad, dog. I forgot to switch the page over.
Trinidad and Tobago that seem fake, but aren't. Get ready to explore one of the most mysterious, diverse, and powerful island nations in the Caribbean. Let's begin. Fact 1. Trinidad and Tobago is the most industrialized nation in the Caribbean, and yet half of the world still thinks it's just a tourist island. In truth, it's an energy powerhouse, rich in natural gas and oil, the hidden engine of the Caribbean economy. Fact 2. The Pitch Lake in Trinidad is the largest natural deposit of asphalt on Earth, over 100 acres of bubbling black tar. It's so massive that NASA once studied it to understand the surface of Saturn's moon. Fact 3. Trinidad was once connected to South America by land, meaning it shares animals and plants with Venezuela's rainforest, including howler monkeys and ocelots. Fact 4. Tobago, the smaller island, inspired the setting for Robinson Crusoe, the world-famous adventure novel about a shipwrecked man on a deserted island. Fact 5. Trinidad has 365 rivers, one for every day of the year. Locals say you could visit a new river every day and never repeat one. Fact 6. The national instrument, the steel pan, was invented in Trinidad. It's the only acoustic instrument created in the 20th century, a true symbol of Caribbean innovation. Fact 7. Carnival in Trinidad is so large that experts compare it to Rio de Janeiro's. Thousands of dancers, feathers, music, and energy. It's one of the world's greatest cultural explosions. Fact 8. Tobago is home to the oldest protected rainforest in the Western Hemisphere, declared protected in 1776, long before the US even gained independence. Fact 9. Despite its size, Trinidad and Tobago has produced 2 Miss Universe winners, a record few countries its size can claim. Fact 10. The country has no active volcanoes, but it lies right on the edge of the Caribbean and South American tectonic plates, giving rise to mini earthquakes each year. Fact 11. The Coroni Swamp is home to the scarlet ibis, a glowing red bird so bright that entire sunsets turn
That's the national bird of Trinidad.
Crimson when they fly. It's one of the most breathtaking sights in the Caribbean. Fact 12. In Tobago, there's a natural pool in the ocean called the Nylon Pool, formed in the middle of the sea, yet shallow enough to stand in. Locals say its waters make you 10 years younger. Fact 13. Trinidad and Tobago once had the world's largest oil refinery, the Pointe-à-Pierre refinery, producing thousands of barrels a day before it was closed in 2018. Fact 14. Trinidad is nicknamed the land of the hummingbird because it's home to over 18 species of them, more than almost anywhere else on Earth. Fact 15. The country's national flower, the chiconia, blooms every year on Independence Day, August 31st. Nature literally celebrates the nation's freedom.
Named after the guy Don Maria Chacon.
Fact 16. Tobago is the only place in the Caribbean where you can find both the Caribbean Sea and Atlantic Ocean just a few miles apart. Fact 17. Trinidad's La Brea Pitch Lake is so thick that it can swallow trees and objects, but it's safe to walk on, like standing on warm rubber. Fact 18. Despite being small, Trinidad and Tobago has one of the highest literacy rates in the world, over 98%. Fact 19. The islands have their own version of Mount Everest, El Cerro del Arapo, rising 940 meters high and often covered in mist. Fact 20. Trinidad once had an entire American military base during World War II, part of the US effort to protect the Caribbean shipping routes. Fact 21. The country's national bird, the scarlet.
The base is actually not far from where I'm from, called Wallafield. It's on the east-west corridor, going a little bit more west from Arima, but yeah, called Wallafield base. Yeah.
Ibis is so treasured that it appears on the nation's coat of arms and money. Fact 22. Tobago's Buku Reef is one of the most accessible coral reefs in the world. You can see its vibrant colors even from a glass-bottom boat. Fact 23. Trinidad's name comes from La Trinidad, meaning the Trinity, given by Christopher Columbus in 1498 after sighting 3 mountain peaks. Fact 24. Trinidad's Queen's Park, Savannah, is the largest roundabout in the world. Yes, an actual roundabout so big it takes minutes to drive around. Fact 25. Trinidadians eat more curry per capita than almost any other country outside of India. Their Indo-Trinidadian cuisine is legendary: roti, doubles, and curry crab. Fact 26. Tobago has bioluminescent bays, where the water glows a magical blue at night. This natural phenomenon is caused by microscopic plankton that light up when disturbed. Locals and visitors alike describe it as swimming through a pool of stars, a truly otherworldly experience that feels like stepping into a fantasy movie. Fact 27. Trinidad's Coroni Swamp was once a vast sugarcane plantation, but today it's a protected wetland overflowing with life. Mangroves, herons, egrets, and the stunning scarlet ibis make it a sanctuary of rebirth, proof of nature reclaiming its power. Fact 28. The islands boast over 400 species of birds, including hummingbirds, parrots, and migratory species. Birdwatchers from around the world flock here to witness rare colors and songs. The diversity is astonishing for such a small country, earning it the title of one of the best birdwatching destinations in the Americas. Fact 29. Trinidad's Pitch Lake isn't just asphalt, it's a living, breathing phenomenon. The lake never dries out, constantly fed by underground oil deposits that bubble to the surface. Scientists have studied it to understand the planet's geological secrets, and it's even been compared to conditions on other planets. Fact 30. In 2025, Trinidad and Tobago became a top LNG, liquefied natural gas, exporter, sending energy to Europe during global crises. This small island nation wields outsized influence in the energy market, proving that geography and natural resources can shape global power.
All right, that's enough facts about Trinidad, bro. share this real quick, and then we out skis. So y'all gonna enjoy your Sunday with y'all people, dog, doing what y'all do best. Boom draw. Let me share this. Y'all ready for this? This is the coat of arms. Like America's coat of arms is the eagle, right? With the arrows and the other stuff. Trinidad has well, every country has their own, obviously. But this is what Trinidad look like. And closing out, G. Yo, appreciate everybody hanging out and learning something new about a different place, right? And knowledge and information is key. And just knowing some things about places that you might want to go to, or even in the region, not necessarily Trinidad, but the islands itself, right? They tend to reflect each other. They tend to have some similarities in each other, right? But they're all different in their own special way. Everybody has their own little special thing. Everybody has their own little special, you know, their little niches or whatever the case is. But yeah, this is Trinidad's coat of arms right here. On the bottom, it says, together we aspire, together we achieve, right? Juntos logramos, juntos aspiramos, right? Y'all know it's a love thing. I'm FDNHT, he and I is him. Slim, trim, and I'm built to win. I am Granny's baby. I am numero uno. I am Flaco Fuerte. I am the host that will never do the least, but I will also never overdo it and try to overdo to do the most. Y'all know it's a love thing. Take it yourself so you take the people that surround you, and love yourself so you could love the people that is around you. This specific show is sponsored by M Love. So everybody give M Love a round of applause. That's high five. Some shout outs. Show Mike Love some love for sponsoring the show today. I wasn't going to do it, but the man said, hey, get it done. So guess what? I got it done. All right. M Love, big salute to you. Thank you once again, my boy. Hopefully we get to kick it soon. Oh, the 3 ships right here. Those are 3 ships for Columbus. Right here. 2 hummingbirds, the land of the hummingbirds, right? This right here is the Trinidadian national bird, and this is the Tobago national bird. This one is called a scarlet ibis, red scarlet ibis from the ibis family. You could tell by the legs, right? This was called a cocorico. It's a brown bird, small, right? But that's it, man. The 3 peaks, the Trinity peaks right here, right? Trinidad, Unity, Trinity, right? 3 peaks, 1, 2, 3 that they said right here. Helmet, obviously. But that's it, man. Oh, look, let me show it again so I can see. The 3 ships right here. Columbus ships, the 3 peaks, the Trinity peaks, 1, 2, 3. The Scarlet Ibis, Trinidad, the Cocorico for Tobago, the land of the hummingbirds, the 2 hummingbirds right here meeting, the helmet, the wheel, navigation, and the palm tree, obviously. Y'all know it's a love thing. Hold it down, man. Closing out. I got some shows coming up. Probably shoot one tomorrow morning. Oh, I might shoot one tonight, actually. Later on tonight, on a late night. Not sure yet. But either way, I appreciate everybody coming through, hitting the buttons, showing love, learning something, kicking it back. See y'all soon. Y'all know how we get down over here in the town square. For people that have become new members, yo! Once again, M Love. I see y'all soon, man. Hold it down.